There are some people who are able to maintain their strength and walk with confidence after reaching the age of 60, while there are others who have difficulty climbing even a few steps before their legs begin to shake and their breath stops coming. In order to age gracefully, the answer rests in something that is both straightforward and profound: muscle. Most people are unaware of this fact, yet here it is. When we reach the age of 40, our muscles start to atrophy at a gradual rate of around 1% every year. This rate practically doubles by the time one reaches the age of 60. Rapid weakening, frequent falls, a delayed recovery from sickness, and potentially a shorter lifetime are the consequences of your condition. There are a lot of elderly people who believe that all they need to do to maintain their health is consume sufficient amounts of rice, vegetables, or even just 3 full meals per day. However, the most important thing that the body is lacking is protein, which is the raw material that is used to build muscle. In the absence of it, the body is compelled to supply its own muscles with energy by eating them. Although they never miss a meal, a significant number of elderly people continue to experience weight loss, which causes them to seem feeble and have muscles that are loose and weak. In today's video, we are going to show you the top 3 protein meals that are cheap, simple to prepare, and surprisingly effective in preventing muscle loss. Not only should you consider this list to be a list of groceries, but you should also consider it to be a health insurance policy for your senior years. Because after everything is said and done, maintaining your muscular mass corresponds to maintaining your youthful appearance. One more day of steady steps, one more grin of confidence, and one less dread of canes or wheelchairs might be gained with each and every meal that is high in protein. Now, let's get started. Number 1, whole milk. The majority of individuals over the age of 60 consider milk to be something that is intended for children rather than something that they require for themselves. Because of outdated warnings regarding cholesterol or weight gain, some people choose not to consume it. Others because they assume that their stomach is unable to process the food. However, the fact of the matter is that whole milk is one of the most dependable and inexpensive defenses against the gradual loss of muscle mass that occurs after the age of 60. Age-related muscular loss, also known as sarcopenia, is a condition that develops gradually over time. It is possible for an older adult to experience a loss of muscle mass of between 1 and 2% per year, until you know that over the course of 10 years, it amounts to about 20% of strength being lost. It does not sound particularly dramatic. All of a sudden, the stairs get steeper, the shopping bags get heavier, and the independence that you had on a daily basis starts to go. Due to this reason, whole milk is important. Only a cup of 8 ounces has around 8 grams of complete protein, which includes all 9 necessary amino acids that the body is unable to produce on its own. It is especially important for older muscles to have this fuel since as we become older, our bodies become less effective at utilizing protein. Imagine it as a vehicle with worn-out components. In order to get the same outcome, you will need to use more gasoline. Milk is a source of calcium, vitamin D, potassium, and phosphorus in addition to its protein content. When taken as a whole, these nutrients provide support for both bones and muscles, providing a second layer of defense against weakness and falls. The scientific evidence backs up the argument. Seniors who had 2 glasses of milk on a daily basis and engaged in mild physical activity were the subjects of research that was published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition in 2018. When compared to their peers who did not consume milk, their rate of muscle loss was reduced by almost 40%. Proteins from dairy products, particularly whey and casein, have been shown to induce muscle regeneration more efficiently than many plant proteins, according to a review that was published in Nutrients in the year 2020. In the case of elderly people, this benefit may mean the difference between walking with self-assurance and relying on a prosthetic device. It is not possible to completely eliminate muscle loss after the age of 60. However, it is possible to slow it down. Slowing it down implies that you will have more years of independence, more time for hobbies, and more flexibility to live your life according to your own terms. Although it may appear to be an average beverage, whole milk is actually a low-cost powerhouse that is supported by studies as well as anecdotes such as Mary's and John's. Klaus, do not underestimate the potential that a glass of milk may have. In some cases, the items that are the most straightforward and can be seen in plain sight on the shelves of grocery store are the ones that have the most significant impact. Number 2, eggs. When people think of protein, they frequently think of pricey powders, chicken, or steak. They also think of expensive powders that are lined up on store shelves. Eggs are the food that provides the most complete and economical supply of protein, according to experts. Eggs are the solution to this question. Eggs were given a negative reputation for many years, with many people blaming them for raising cholesterol levels or causing cardiac issues. Their reputation has been vindicated by scientific research, which demonstrates that consuming eggs in moderation not only promotes cardiovascular health, but also offers the highest quality protein that nature has to offer. This is precisely what older persons want in order to combat the loss of muscle mass. 6 to 7 grams of high-quality protein may be found in a single medium-sized egg, in addition to all 9 essential amino acids that the body is unable to manufacture on its own. Due to the high efficiency of the protein found in eggs, researchers consider it the gold standard for evaluating other kinds of proteins. The biological value of this substance is assessed at 100, which indicates that the body may use it almost totally for the purpose of constructing and mending muscle tissue. This characteristic is of utmost importance for an individual over the age of 60, whose body is less capable of absorbing and using protein. Eggs are a rich source of vitamin B12, which is beneficial to nerve health, selenium, which is beneficial to immunological function, and choline, which is beneficial to brain function. Not only does this imply that muscles are stronger, but it also means that elders have a clearer memory and more consistent energy throughout the day. The excellence of eggs lies in their practicality. When it comes to cooking, they are simple, adaptable, and forgiving. The quality of the protein is maintained regardless of whether it is prepared by scrambling, poaching, boiling, or baking into frittatas. Nutritionists frequently advise senior citizens to consume 2 eggs on a daily basis. This amount of eggs contains around 14 grams of protein, which is roughly a third of the daily need for many elderly people. Eggs, when combined with vegetables or grains that are whole, produce a more well-rounded meal that is not only economical, but also satiating and well-suited for muscles that are getting older. Despite the fact that worries about cholesterol continue to exist, the American Heart Association has verified that consuming 1 egg per day does not increase the risk of heart disease in persons who are in good health. The fact that eggs are a good source of protein, healthy fats, and essential nutrients makes them a fantastic option for elderly citizens. Loss of muscle mass is not a given at the age of 60. Eggs are one example of a simple dish that can help halt the deterioration of the elderly, allowing them to remain active, independent, and dignified. Even though it is little and inexpensive, the shell contains one of the most powerful natural defenses against the aging of muscles, and it is right there in the refrigerator, ready to be consumed for breakfast. Number 3, chicken liver. Chicken liver is a meal that a lot of people don't pay much attention to, despite the fact that it contains a phenomenal amount of nutrients. Some people have the impression that chicken liver is a low-quality cut of meat, or that it should be avoided due to its high cholesterol content. However, when consumed in the appropriate quantities, it turns out to be one of the most effective meals that is also kind to one's wallet for older individuals who are wanting to safeguard their muscles. For starters, the protein. There are around 17 grams of protein in just 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, of cooked chicken liver, which is almost equivalent to the amount of protein found in a serving of beef, yet costs just half as much. Because it is simple to digest, it is frequently absorbed more effectively by elderly people than more difficult kinds of meat. However, the key to the enchantment is in the iron. 100 grams of chicken liver contains around 9 milligrams of iron, which is roughly 4 times higher than the amount of iron found in conventional chicken flesh. Why is this very important? Therefore, iron deficiency is one of the most common reasons for weariness, dizziness, and muscular weakness in persons who are over the age of 60. According to the findings of research that was conducted by the National Institutes of Health (NIH) in the year 2020, Elderly people who consumed an adequate amount of iron in their diet had a 30% lower risk of experiencing frailty in comparison to those who consumed an inadequate amount of iron. A significant amount of vitamin A and vitamin B12 may also be found in chicken liver. Vision is protected by vitamin A, which may also lower the chance of age-related macular degeneration, which is one of the most prevalent causes of vision loss in people who are over the age of 60 in the United States. Vitamin B12 helps to maintain a healthy neural system and contributes to the production of red blood cells, which are essential for maintaining the strength and vitality of muscles. In point of fact, a study that was published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, 2018, demonstrated that elderly people who had low levels of B12 experienced a more rapid loss of muscle mass and a greater likelihood of falling. Additionally, let's not overlook the cost. In the majority of supermarket stores in the United States, the price of a pound, 16 ounces, of chicken liver is around $2. You would ordinarily pay 3 or 4 times as much for the same amount of protein and minerals that are contained in this product. As we get to the end of today's countdown, I want you to ask yourself, what is a simple adjustment you can make this week to provide your body with the resources it requires? Mostly due to the fact that it is never too late to safeguard your strength. And it is also never too late to get better in life. To become a part of this expanding community of senior citizens who are of the opinion that becoming older does not imply giving up, click the subscribe button and activate the bell. In other words, we need to become more savvy about how we take care of ourselves. For the sake of assisting each and every one of us in living longer, stronger, and healthier lives, we will continue to uncover straightforward nutrition secrets together.